What I have here is a waste vegetable oil recycling. It is machinery, but we just call it the unit. It's basically set up to filter used waste vegetable oil from local restaurants. We go around, collect the used oil. We give it some time in a warm building to let gravity basically settle out particles and water to the bottom of the tank, and then I take this probe here and I will insert it into the tank of used oil, open the valve, and turn on a pump, and that pump sucks the waste vegetable oil through the filters, and it discharges the pump into a storage vessel, and it's basically ready to burn after that. And it's a very simple process, and it will burn in any regular diesel engine. Heat aids in how fast the particulates and the water will settle to the bottom.
Okay.
That's stuff that would clog the filter if I just decided to filter it right away. So we let gravity do a large portion of the work by letting all that settle. The heat basically aids in that process. We have a warm blower room down at the wastewater plant, so we get to recycle that heat instead of it just being wasted out. We use that as part of the process. Otherwise, I would have to heat the oil to aid in that process. So we're using that heat that's already available to us to aid in the process. This is the entire processing right here is just filtration, and after that we store it in the same general area. After that, we just dispense it into a bulk fuel tank, mix it 50-50 with diesel fuel, and burn it.
About how many gallons do you process a week then?
I collect between 60 and 80 gallons a week, whatever the local restaurants produce. I only pick up in Batavia right now. We wanted to help out our local businessmen. It aids them also because they have to pay to get rid of this oil in a roundabout way. They don't get charged for the disposal of the oil, but every time their grease dumpster is picked up, they're charged for a pickup. So
exactly.
The less frequent that has to be done, the better off they are financially, and we obviously get to use it as a fuel, offsetting the cost of our diesel.
And then you said you're running a 50-50 mixture. Are you running this in all of your vehicles, or you just keep it between select vehicles?
Right now it's select vehicles because this has been our first year. It's been in an experiment stage. We've been burning it in this vehicle, the wastewater treatment plant's vehicle, since last June.
Okay.
We burned all last summer in one of the tractors that mows all the local right-of-ways and parkways and stuff like that. It burned this oil here 100% blend. I mean, it was straight oil, no diesel fuel whatsoever. That was also part of the experiment. Now this year we're going to be burning it in all of the 1-ton pickup trucks.
Great.
So hopefully we'll be able to use a lot more of it. So far to date, I think we burned about 550 gallons of the oil, which is basically offset the cost of setting this all up, because diesel fuel, as we know, is like $400.25 a gallon right now.
So are there any plans to expand this, or are you basically limited to what you can procure through local sources?
I don't need to expand any more of this equipment.
Or expand the project as a whole?
If there's more demand for it in the city, I can just set up, there's plenty of restaurants that I could approach. I don't want to collect more oil than I can actually use. Right now there's no sense, it just costs money to pick it up. So,
sure.
Speaking of that, we figured our cost. My labor, the use of vehicles, electricity to filter and all that stuff, replacing filter cartridges, works out to about 30 cents a gallon to produce this versus $4.25.
And then you're running it 50-50, so you're essentially halving the cost of your
right.
diesel.
And it's basically ready to burn it.